Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Sanskrit text with transliteration, translation and commentary. I. Swami Vivekananda. 13.
तत्र न स्थितो मतनोऽभ्यास 13
Tatra stitau yatno abhyasa, continuous struggle to keep them, the virtus perfectly restrained, is practice. What is this practice? The attempt to restrain the mind in the chitta form, to prevent its going out into waves. 14.
Satu देखे कर नयंतमय सत्काया सिन्वतो द्रिबून्भा 14
Sa tu durgakala narantarya satkara sevito drita bhumi, its ground becomes firm by long, constant efforts with great love for the end to be attained. Restraint does not come in one day, but by long continued practice. 15.
दृष्टानुश्रन्वपन्वश्मन्व तृष्णस्य वशीकायसन वैयाग्म 15
Drishtanush ravaka vishaya vitrashnasi. Vashakara samjna varagyam, that effort, which comes to those who have given up their thirst after objects either seen or heard, and which wills to control the objects, is non-attachment. Two motives of our actions are: 1. What we see ourselves, 2. The experience of others. These two forces are throwing the mind, the lake, into various waves. Renunciation is the power of battling against these, and holding the mind in check. Renunciation of these two motives is what we want. I am passing through a street, and a man comes and takes my watch. That is my own experience. I see it myself, and it immediately throws my chitta into a wave, taking the form of anger. Allow that not to come. If you cannot prevent that, you are nothing. If you can, you have vairagyam. Similarly, the experience of the worldly minded teaches us that sense enjoyments are the highest ideal. These are tremendous temptations. To deny them, and not allow the mind to come into a wave form with regard to them, is renunciation. To control the twofold motive powers arising from my own experience, and from the experience of others, and thus prevent the chitta from being governed by them, is vairagyam. These should be controlled by me, and not I by them. This sort of mental strength is called renunciation. This vairagyam is the only way to freedom.
Tarpayam Nurushkyate guivetrishnyab 16
Atparan purushikyadar gunavetrishnyam, that extreme non-attachment, giving up even the qualities, shows the real nature of the purusa. It is the highest manifestation of power when it takes away even our attraction towards the qualities. We have first to understand what the purusa, the self, is, and what are the qualities. According to yoga philosophy, the whole of nature consists of three qualities: one is called tamas, another rajas, and the third sattva. These three qualities manifest themselves in the physical world as attraction, repulsion, and control. Everything that is in nature, all these manifestations, are combinations and recombinations of these three forces. This nature has been divided into various categories by the Sankhyas. The self of man is beyond all these, beyond nature, is effulgent by its very nature. It is pure and perfect. Whatever of intelligence we see in nature is but the reflection from this self upon nature. Nature itself is insentient. You must remember that the word nature also includes the mind. Mind is in nature, thought is in nature, from thought, down to the grossest form of matter, everything is in nature, the manifestation of nature. This nature has covered the self of man, and when nature takes away the covering, the self becomes unveiled, and appears in its own glory. This non-attachment, as it is described in aphorism 15, as being control of nature, is the greatest help towards manifesting the self. The next aphorism defines samadhi, perfect concentration, which is the goal of the yogi.
Navat ki anvachayanandan smatarunanugabat Samprat Satra.
Tatar Kavacharananda's Upanugamat Sanprajnata. The concentration called right knowledge is that which is followed by reasoning, discrimination, bliss, unqualified ego. This samadhi is divided into two varieties. One is called the Samprajnata, and the other the Asamprajnata. The Samprajnata is of four varieties. In this samadhi come all the powers of controlling nature. The first variety is called the Savatarka, when the mind meditates upon an object again and again, by isolating it from other objects. There are two sorts of objects for meditation, the categories of nature, and the Purusa. Again, the categories are of two varieties. The 24 categories are insentient, and the one sentient is the Purusa. When the mind thinks of the elements of nature by thinking of their beginning and their end, this is one sort of Savatarka. The words require explanation. This part of yoga is based entirely on Sankhya philosophy, about which I have already told you. As you will remember, egoism and will, and mind, have a common basis, and that common basis is called the chitta, the mint stuff, out of which they are all manufactured. This mint stuff takes in the forces of nature, and projects them as thought. There must be something, again, where both force and matter are one. This is called avyaktam, the unmanifested state of nature, before creation, and to which, after the end of a cycle, the whole of nature returns, to again come out after another period.